Good evening, everyone. Welcome to a great bicentennial celebration of Greek Independence Day, the 200th anniversary of our fight to free ourselves from the yoke of the Ottoman Empire. I'm so glad and proud to be here today to celebrate Greek Independence Day with my great friend and brother, Queens Borough President Donovan Richards.
Thank you so much, Costa. Looking good and so proud of all that you've accomplished. For those who are watching, you might have heard that this is probably his last, well, not his last Greek independence event, obviously, but as a council member, his last Greek independence event, at least with the Queensborough President's Office. I don't know if he has anything planned at the City Council, but I just want to say it's been such an honor to serve with you on the council, now in the capacity as Borough President. Your unwavering support for Queens residents is undoubted. Your work around the environment, so many issues of justice and ensuring that everybody could have a good quality of life in your neighborhood is something that we will forever be grateful for in the Borough of Queens. So we thank you for being here. And I know you're not going that far. So we'll see you around the way, as we say. And so I want to thank you for co-hosting this event, Costa, and happy Greek Independence Day to all. Zitu Elada. Did I get it right? Zitu Elada. This is long live Greece, that means, right? I hope I got it right. But this is my first year as your Borough President, and I'm thrilled to mark the 200th anniversary of the independence of Greece with each and every one of you. What an incredible milestone. This is such an auspicious occasion. We have a wonderful program ahead. I invite my co-host to introduce the next speaker.
Thank you, Borough President Richards, and brother, really, the honor has been mine to serve with you. You've done an amazing job as Queens Borough President in your short time in office thus far. I know there are lots of great things. The future is very bright for the Borough of Queens because you're sitting in that chair in Queensborough Hall. So I know I'm leaving elective office, but I leave it in great hands and with people like yourselves in Queens at Queens Boulevard at the helm of our borough. I know that great things are to come for our borough. So with that, I will happily introduce His Eminence, the Archbishop of the Greek Archdiocese of America, His Eminence LDP Theoforos.
Queens Borough President Donovan Richards, City Council members Costa Constantinides, beloved citizens of Queens and New York, sisters and brothers. Let us pray to the Lord. Kyrie eleison. O Holy God, as we celebrate the 200th anniversary of the Greek Revolution of 1821, accept our prayers of gratitude for liberation and rebirth of Greece, and hear us as we implore you with faith. We pray for the souls of all those who, for faith and country, fought nobly and died heroically, and grant them rest. O champion of our deliverance, grant that we may be worthy of freedom and preserve us in peace. For you are the Lord of peace and the Savior of our souls, and to you we send up glory, to the Father and the Son and the Holy Spirit, now and ever, and unto the ages of ages. Amen. I want to express my abiding gratitude and the congratulations of the Greek Orthodox Archdiocese of America for this initiative of Borough President Richards and City Council member Constantinides to commemorate and celebrate the bicentennial of the Greek Revolution. All of us are very much aware that Queens, the wonderful borough of New York, that is a shining example of diversity and inclusion, is the home to a very large portion of the Greek Orthodox community of America. In fact, the St. Nicholas Church in Flushing is perhaps the largest community, not only of Greek Orthodox, but of any Eastern Orthodox Christians in the United States. But as important as this constituency, Queens is a place where the values of freedom, equality, and justice are lived out every day in the multicultural, multi-ethnic, and multilinguistic milieu that is the Borough of Queens. The celebration of the bicentennial of the Greek Revolution is a wonderful opportunity for the Greek community to refresh our patriotic zeal, but also to share our passion for freedom with our neighbors. The story of the human aspiration for freedom and self-determination is one that can be shared with every person because it is a narrative that everyone can embrace. The immortal heroes of 1821 live on in their spiritual and physical descendants in Greece, here in Queens, and throughout the Greek diaspora around the world. We know their names like Kolokotronis, Bouboulina, Makrigiannis, and Papaflessas. They ring out in our ears like Washington, Jefferson, Adams, and Hamilton do for every American. We recognize that their struggle for liberty was not perfect, but it was to form, as we say in the preamble, our United States Constitution, a more perfect union. It is the ever striving of human beings to participate in a society that balances the good of the many while protecting the rights of the few. I want to thank Queens Borough President Donovan Richards and City Council Member Costa Constantinides for bringing us together this evening in remembrance of our shared values and common aspirations. If the heroes of 1821 have taught us anything, it is this: the championing of basic human rights is an ongoing story to which we all add our own chapters. How proud we are that the Greek Americans of Queens are writing in that narrative with respect and concern for all their neighbors in this very special and unique community. Thank you all for your invitation to be with you this evening, and I cry together with all of you, Zito to Ελληνικό έθνος, Zito to 21.
That was beautiful. Thank you, Archbishop, for those remarks and your prayers. We certainly need them these days, so thank you. Now we will hear the national anthems of Greece and the United States sung by Ms. Katerina Hadjipavlis, a 2020 Queens College graduate. Queens is in the house.
Σε γνωρίζω από την κόψη του σπαθιού την τρομερή. Σε γνωρίζω από την όψη που μεριά μετράει τη γη. Απ' τα κόκαλα βγαλμένη των Ελλήνων τα ιερά και σαν πρώτα ανδριωμένη.
Now we'll hear the United States national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light
Great job, Katarina. Whoa, what a voice. What a voice. Thank you. So tonight, I'm so happy to once again co-sponsor and co-host this event with my colleague, Councilmember Costa Constantinides, who I served on the New York City Council with. Costa has been an outstanding leader and a champion of the environment. It's thanks to him that our borough is heading in the right direction as far as environmental justice is concerned. And a fun fact that Queens leads the city in solar energy, which is great. And that's due to the work of Costa and so many other initiatives, the Greener NYC initiative, which he continued after I left the council, and he built upon and got millions upon millions put into that initiative, so young people and communities could take advantage of green energy. So I want to thank him once again for his co-sponsorship. I also want to welcome the General Council of Greece and the Council General of Cyprus. We are grateful to be in your presence this evening. I can't wait to get to Greece to have some of that good wine, by the way. As your borough president, I am proud to represent Queens, the most culturally diverse place in the United States and very likely in the world. We speak 350 languages in Queens from our last count, represented by over 190 countries, 2.4 million people. This is truly the Mecca of the world, and so grateful to represent this borough. I've had the privilege of celebrating cherished traditions with Queens residents from all over the world. It's really amazing. I mean, it's startling how diverse we are, and it's something we celebrate here in my office. Tonight, we celebrate with a community that has a unique history. Ancient Greece is the bedrock of Western civilization. We all don't know that from social studies, by the way. Our science, art, and philosophy trace back to these origins. Above all, ancient Greece is the birthplace of democracy. What an incredible legacy this is. Here in the United States, we continue to make these fundamental ideals a reality. 200 years ago, your ancestors showed incredible courage and determination. They fought for freedom and independence, and they ended centuries of Ottoman rule. Tonight, we are celebrating that victory. We are also expressing appreciation to Greek Americans for all they contribute to the well-being of society at large and to the great borough of Queens, especially in Astoria. This community can point to so many achievements in medicine, law, education, business, philanthropy, and government. Greek Americans value family bonds, faith, and helping those in need. Through your lives, you teach your children and grandchildren the special significance of Greek independence. Friends, this has been an unusual year. The pandemic took such a physical and emotional toll on our communities, and it has kept us socially distant. Even though we're not able to gather together in person, we still need to do events like these to celebrate the milestones that inspires our communities. The bicentennial of Greek independence is a once in a lifetime occasion. I am truly honored to be able to celebrate it with you all this evening. May God bless you all. And now I turn back over to my co-host and co-chair of this event, the Environmental Protection Chairman of the City Council, someone leaving an everlasting legacy, not just in the City Council, but on our country and in the world, quite frankly, because whatever we do in New York City, the world looks to. And when we get it done here, the world says, guess what? New York City did it. We can do it. So I want to turn it back over to my good friend and brother, City Council Member Costa Constantinides.
Thank you, Borough President Richards, and thank you for that generous introduction, and thank you for your words to the Greek American community. That means so much to all of us. And we know that we have an ally in you, in the Queensborough presidency, and we know that Queensborough Hall will always be a place that we can call home, as it calls home to so many cultures here in our great borough and the diversity that is Queens. And Queens continues to thrive and drive, and will continue to grow under your leadership. This is really a bittersweet moment for me, as it is my last Greek Independence Day to celebrate with all of you as a council member. For 8 years, in person at City Hall, we celebrated there because it was New York City's very own epicenter of civic engagement and democracy. There was a special significance in honoring the richness of Greek culture within the halls where the American democracy experiment first launched. It collectively reminded us that democracy is a difficult endeavor. It's not intuitive or easy. It's a form of government that's delicate. It needs constant care and participation from all. When Athens began that endeavor well over 2,500 years ago, they knew this, and yet they pushed ahead anyway, because they recognized that a government that reflects the will of the people, though more difficult to sustain and manage, is still best. It's preferable to a government that bends to the will of a single person or a family or oligarchic class. And it's preferable over a government that squashes the people's right to self-determination, due process, freedom of speech, freedom of religion, and so forth. Therefore, despite knowing what they were about to embark on was far from easy, ancient Athenians gathered to cast their vote by dropping pebbles into vases. Now, those acts may have seemed small at the time, but it forever changed the history of our world and our politics. Every Greek Independence Day is such a special time to celebrate our rich Greek culture, but this year it's especially emotional. It's our 200th anniversary of our revolutionary struggle. It comes at a time when the entire globe is desperately trying to recover from the pain that COVID-19 has inflicted. This virus, the borough president talked about, upended our lives. It took our children out of school. It closed our houses of worship. It closed our businesses. And at worst, it took far too many human lives. As New Yorkers, we've experienced real hardship. We were the first state on the front lines of COVID. We have vivid memories of sirens running day and night in our neighborhoods. We remember the surge in hospitalizations. Remember the real angst of those first few weeks, wondering if it was even safe to go to the grocery store. Those days were rarely bleak. But now, more than a year later, we see a light at the end of the tunnel. And there's real hope again. And I imagine that's how the revolutionary heroes of 1821 felt in their fight against the Ottoman Empire. March 25th, 1821 is not the day that we mark the creation of the modern Greek state. It marks the day when the sparks of revolution ignited. It took nearly a decade for Greece to get its full independence. And I imagine during that time, there were lots of hearts that grew tired, that there were much doubt. I'm sure they asked themselves, is the price for self-determination too high? How many people are going to die in this fight? Would it just be easier to live under the Ottoman yoke? Or is it better to suffer and fight for our freedom? We call it a struggle for freedom because that's what it really was, a struggle. The Ottoman Empire did not want to give up its grip over its colony. But with constant struggle and determination, the Greek people were finally able to break free. Therefore, I feel that it's fitting that the bicentennial of the revolution just so happens to coincide with our ongoing recovery from COVID, because it reveals a really hard truth, which is that struggle is interwoven with victory. Because if we have no struggle, we can't appreciate our victories. We love Greece and Cyprus, not just because they're beautiful places that our families happen to come from, though they are very beautiful, and Borough President, I look forward to taking you there one day. We love them because we know that our ancestors loved the land enough to die for it. As Greek Americans, we honor our ancestral homeland by remembering the sacrifices of 1821 and the many other battles that took place afterwards. From the revolutionary spark in 1821 to standing up to the Nazis in 1940 and saying, Ohi, the day of no. Modern Greek history is a narrative of struggle, perseverance, and ultimately victory. It's my hope that Greek Americans will continue this narrative. There will be continuously a people known for our ability to prevail when faced with obstacles. Now, it's been my honor of my life to serve you as a council member, the first Greek American ever elected to the city council. And though I'm no longer going to be a public official in a week, I'm setting off to a very important job. an active neighbor and a participant. I hope the same for all of you. And I know that we're going to all stand together because that ancient Athenian democracy experience can only continue on if it's held accountable by the public. And I'm so glad today that we get to celebrate right here in the Borough of Queens with our great borough president this monumental day. So I thank him again for his partnership, his leadership, and his openness to stand with the Greek community every chance he has always done, and that all the times he will stand with us in the future. So Zito Alada, Zito Kipro, thank you so much for President Richards.
Thank you. Whoa, that was riveting. And look at that, history right before us. First Greek to be elected to the city council. Amazing. Now it is my pleasure to introduce the Ikoros Club of Queens College.
Hi, my name is Alexandra Leotopoulos, and I'm a proud first-generation Greek-American and graduating senior at Queens College, as well as president of the Ikaros Hellenic Club on campus.
Hi, my name is Maritza Koutsaris, and I am also a first-generation Greek-American and a junior at Queens College. I'm also the vice president of Ikaros Club.
Today, we'd like to share with you a little bit about our experience as members of the Queens College Greek community. The Queens College motto, "We learn so that we may serve," guides us and reminds us of our duty to be active citizens and to participate in our communities for the greater good.
As students of Queens College, we are also afforded the unique opportunity to study our Hellenic culture, history, and language at the renowned Center for Byzantine and Modern Greek Studies, the largest and most comprehensive program of its kind worldwide. Since its inception, 47 years ago in 1974, over 18,000 students have passed through its program, including Queens College alumnus, New York City Councilmember Costa Constantinides.
The Ikoros Greek Orthodox Club of Queens College, one of the most storied and active in the tri-state area, also offers its student members an enriching college experience and a forum to celebrate and promote our Hellenic heritage and ideals on the Queens College campus and beyond. Since stepping foot on campus my freshman year, I was welcomed with open arms by the students in this club, and 4 years later, Ikaros and the Center for Byzantine and Modern Greek Studies are like a second family to me. This is where I have made most of my friends and memories throughout my college experience, and this year as president, I have strived to give the same warm welcome to the new students despite the online platform.
Both the Queens College Center for Byzantine and Modern Greek Studies and the Ikaros Greek Orthodox Club play a crucial role in instilling in each of us the importance of, first, remembering and honoring the sacrifices of all those who came before us, such as in celebration like today, and second, our own duty to pay the legacy forward by becoming vested in the sacred mission of the preservation of Hellenism for generations to come.
Zito Yelas!
To be Greek. To be Greek is more than just being from Greece. Many hold their native country close. They are prideful of that place. But to be Greek, it seems different. To be Greek is not just about the summers in Greece or the customs that we hold close. It is about the fact that a Greek can move, they can adapt and change, mobility. But we hold Greece in our hearts and our bodies. Greece is alive within each of us. And on days like March 25th, this pride is reinvigorated. It is almost electrifying and nostalgic to see how the world turned Greek in light of 200 years of freedom, in places where many Greeks live today. The Sydney Opera House, the Empire State, Niagara Falls, South Africa. You can take the Greek out of Greece, but you can't take Greece out of a Greek. We held this so close in the past that we fought for our freedom, and we will continue to do so. The anthem of the modern Greek is to take the sacrifices of the ancients and be worthy of them by preserving what they fought so hard for: our language, our faith, our way of life, and the transformative nature of the Greek.
That was beautiful. Thank you to both Alexandra and Maritza. Thank you so much.
Thank you to the Ikaros Club of Queens College, and of course to the Byzantine and Modern Greek Center of Queens College, in which I am an alum of that great institution. Queens College is always my home, and it's an amazing place. Next up, I have to introduce two great friends of the Queens Borough President and I, the Council General of Greece first, my good friend Dr. Constantinos Kotras, who is the Council General of Greece, will offer some remarks.
Dear friends and fellow Greeks, this year, Greece celebrates 200 years of freedom and prosperity. For a country with a history that spans millennia, 2 centuries might seem a drop in the ocean. It so happens, however, that within these years, we managed to transform modern Greece. And we did so with the help of our other nations, including the United States of America. From the moment our Greek forefathers wrote the famous letter to John Quincy Adams in 1821, to the 20th century Marshall's Plan, our nation has been blessed with true friends, ardent supporters, and loyal allies. In 1822, and only a year after our struggle began, President James Monroe speaks these words in his State of the Union address, and I quote, "It is impossible to look to the oppressions of Greece without being deeply affected. A strong hope is entertained that these people will recover their independence and resume their equal station among the nations of the earth." End of quote. My dear friends, today Greece is a modern country with a very strong diaspora, active in all 4 corners of the earth. Our nucleus Greece has its safe place in the great family of the European Union, a group of countries with a population of almost 500 million people. A quarter of our modern day's history is within this family. Far from seeking help, today Greece is in a position to offer help, together with solutions to our world's modern challenges, whether that be micro solutions in climate change or ideas for a sustainable tourism and shipping industry. Our Greek diaspora has always been present in this process. By living the American dream, our fellow compatriots helped us build our modern European idea. In the state of New York, March is designated Greek History Month in honor of Greek Independence Day. This is something that fills us with great pride. The same pride we feel every year as we watch our children celebrating our Greek parade here in New York City. It is a tradition with a twofold symbolism. We honor our Greek ancestor for establishing a country, and we thank the American people for giving us a place to call home. Happy anniversary to everyone. Many thanks to the Borough of Queens and its new president. We wish him Godspeed, and I hope we have many returns of this beautiful day. Χρόνια πολλά. Thank you very much.
That was beautiful. Thank you so much. So now we're going to hear greetings from the Federation of Hellenic Societies of Greater New York.
Mr. Borough President?
Oh, did I skip? Did I do some? Oh, my bad. Oh, oops. I was so excited, all of these great performances and acknowledgements. And I'm going back to Councilmember Costa Constantinides.
My apologies, Mr. Borough President. I did not mean to interrupt you, but I did want to give the opportunity to a good friend of mine and someone who has been in our Astoria community, in our New York City community, our Queens community for the last 3 years, and is now finishing his time here in New York City, the Council General of Cyprus, the homeland of my father and my family, Mr. Alexis Fidonos Vade, the Council General of Cyprus.
Thank you very much. Honorable Queens Borough President, Mr. Donovan Richards Jr., Honorable Councillor Mr. Costa Constantinides, Mr. Timoleon Kakouros, ladies and gentlemen. Allow me first to thank the Queensborough leadership for giving me the opportunity to provide a greeting during tonight's online event marking the bicentennial Greek Independence Day. The values of freedom, honor, dignity, and pride are as relevant for Hellenism and the world today as they were back in 1821. The 1814 forming of Φιλική Εταιρεία, translated literally to friendly company, was crucial in pushing forward the Greek uprising, which began on March 25th, 1821, and culminated with the creation of the Greek state in 1830. Cyprus, which I represent, also contributed to the Greek War of Independence, with more than 1,000 islanders fighting on the side of their Greek brothers, while hundreds of Cypriots were also members of the Φιλική Εταιρεία. Now, the darkest moment for the island during the War of Independence occurred in July 1821, specifically on July 9th, 1821, when there was an Ottoman preemptive execution of the then Archbishop of Cyprus by hanging, plus the execution by beheading of another four senior metropolitans, as well as of the beheading of another 450 people who belonged to the island's intellectual, political, and economic elite. So, dear friends, the unity among Hellenism at the time was one of the most important contributors to the success of the War of Independence. That is a lesson for Hellenes today, as we face aggression and Ottoman revisionism from Turkey, whose leadership has openly expressed a desire to abolish the 1923 Treaty of Lausanne, which stipulates the Republic of Turkey's international borders. This obviously means taking territory away from neighboring countries. Ladies and gentlemen, allow me to return to positivity. After gaining her independence, Greece developed into one of the European frontrunners in democracy, science, philosophy, mathematics, astrology, medicine, and many other fields. On the world stage, Greece joined NATO in 1952, the European Union in 1980, the Eurozone in 2001. Greece also won the European Soccer Championship in 2004 and the European Song Contest called Eurovision in 2005, while Greece also elected the first ever female president last year. Today, Greece is a modern democracy and very active in diplomacy and foreign affairs. It is also one of the top tourist attractions in the world. Dear friends, in closing, I pay tribute to all those who sacrificed their lives for the freedom of Greece and who exported democracy to the rest of the world. Thank you, and I wish all the best for multicultural Queens and its amazing borough president.
Thank you so much. Now I'm getting it right. That was beautiful, though. But look at that. Greece has a woman president before we have one. It's truly the cornerstone of democracy there happened. So thank you for those words. So greeting from the Federation of Hellenic Societies of Greater New York. The Federation of Hellenic Societies has the huge responsibility of coordinating New York City's Greek Independence Day Parade, and they have hosted our borough event for many years. I now invite Timoleon Kakouras, Governing Committee Coordinator, to deliver greetings.
Thank you very much. Good evening. Happy 2021 Greek Independence Bicentennial Anniversary. Zito to 1821 and the revolution continues. This is the message we want to convey. On behalf of the Federation of the Hellenic Societies of Greater New York, I would like first to thank Honorable Donovan Richards, Queensborough President, for co-hosting and organizing, together with Honorable Councilmember Costa Constantinides, this beautiful event. Thank you very much, both of you. Thank you. I would like also to thank, whether they're live or with us right now, presently or not, His Eminence Archbishop Elpidoforos, the Honorable Consul General of Greece, Dr. Konstantinos Koutras, the Honorable Consul General of Cyprus, Alex Fedonos, the Icarus Club of Queen's College, and all those who made this event possible. Thank you very much. Now, every year, the Federation of Hellenic Societies of Greater New York organizes one of the best and well-known parades on Fifth Avenue in New York in order to commemorate and celebrate Greek independence. This year, 2021, is a very special year. We all know it. It's the 200th anniversary of this magnificent event. However, due to COVID-19, we were not able to have this parade. We'll do that in the future, but we didn't stop. We had 3 small events, small, but nevertheless, we had 3 beautiful events. One was on Bowling Green in Manhattan, where on March 24th, we had a beautiful flag raising ceremony, which together with some historical reference of Greek American immigrant stories, they were intertwined with other fellow Americans. Also on March 25th, at the Stathakis Center in Astoria, we had an emotional wreath-laying ceremony with calling of heroes. And on March 27th, in Astoria Park, we had another beautiful event where we had the beautiful performances of the dance troops of the Academy of Hellenic Pedia. We had also performances from the Athens School of and the High School of St. Demetrius and the Greek Athens School of Holy Cross in Brooklyn, which performed together with students from the Demetrius and Georgia Kaloidis schools. Of course, we always kept with the COVID-19 regulations. Nevertheless, this is not the end of it. The whole year is a year for celebration. We'll continue this bicentennial celebration. So to be sure, every ethnic celebration is beautiful and fantastic. But let me tell you why this celebration is very special. It is because the people who gave birth to democracy and gifted it to the world got their freedom. Let's think about it. 2,500 years ago, the people of ancient Greece gave birth to democracy. They gifted the world, and 200 years ago got their freedom. They were subjugated and conquered by other people. So, the sacred government of the people and by the people was created. The Greek city-states, and not just Athens. It wasn't just Athens that had democracy. Other cities had the principle of for the people. How they govern was different. I'm from Sparta, so I have to say that in Sparta also we had the principle for the people, but how we govern it was a little bit different and was with checks and balances, and therefore was more like a republic rather than a direct democracy like it was in Athens. In any case, the principle was self-government, which was self-regulated and self-sufficient to make its own decisions. They were a beautiful cosmos in and by themselves, and they mirrored, if you understand, the divine cosmos of the universe. This is the beautiful thing about it. So, that is why, amongst other things, as we know, in America is so beautiful. Why? Because it mirrors the order of the world. This is America the beautiful. So coming back to the ancient Greek cities, we say that each citizen had the right to vote. It was not a subject of any empire. In other words, it was not the subject of the British Empire or the Roman Empire. It was a free participating citizen in whatever the city wanted. Thus, from this sacred participation of citizenship sprang the dynamic classical achievements in humanism, philosophy, education, science, Olympic athleticism, and of course, the beautiful, strong, and radiant freedom under the law. that we also celebrate here in New York with the beautiful Statue of Liberty. Europe, at the end of the Middle Ages, embraced the world of Plato and Aristotle, math and science, and created the Renaissance. In other words, the rebirth of classical ideas and values. This gave birth to the technological revolution that is transforming our world even today. It continued to do so at the age of enlightenment and romanticism with great men of science and politics who identified with Hellenism, saw in the struggle of Hellenism their fight against the despotism of many governments in Europe, created a great Philhellenic movement, and dreamed of a world blessed with true freedom and love of an Olympic type of excellence, and of course, of free and great Greece. In this light, the 1821 revolution is not only for Greece, but it continues today. It continues today as part of Cyprus. As we know, it's also subjugated and conquered by Turkey. But it's also, as this revolution, it's also the best part of our world. It is the work in progress as a revolution, and together with our beautiful America, we hope we will lift the world to its divine place. Therefore, thank you, God bless America, and long live Greece and its beautiful allies.
Thank you so much. Thank you. It's good to see you again, my friend. I look forward to seeing you again in person. At this time, I want to bring forward the Academy of Hellenic Pedia for their performance. This is pre-recorded. We're so glad that they'd be able to provide us with performance today.
τιμά την επέτειο των 200 χρόνων από την έναρξη της Επανάστασης για τη ελευθερία του γένους.
Ζήτω η Ελλάδα μας!
Χαίρο, χαίρε ελευθεριά!
Χαίρο, χαίρε ελευθεριά!
Τιμή στους ήρωες του 21!
Τιμή στους ήρωες του 21!
Ζήτω 25 Μαρτίου του 1821!
Ζήτω!
Ζήτω το έθνος!
Ζήτω!
Ζήτω η Ελλάδα μας!
Ζήτω!
Ποια είναι αυτή η περήφανη, η κόρη που αστράφτει, που φως σκορπάει τριγύρω της και σαν τον ήλιο λάμπει?
Είναι η Ελλάδα, η χώρα μας, που μέσα στις αιώνες πάντα τη στεφανώνωνε θαύματα και αγώνες. Αθάνατοι λαμπροί, εσείς ήρωας της πατρίδας, στον κόσμο στείλατε παντού μηνύματα ελπίδας. Πως ναι, αξίζει οι λαοί πάντα να πολεμάνε, σαν τα βάζουν με πολλούς μπορούν να τους νικάνε. Φτάνει να έχουν την καρδιά, το θάρρος, την ανδρεία, την τόλμη, την αγάπη σας για την ελευθερία!
Χρόνια πολλά αμέτρητα, ήταν σκλαβωμένοι, η όμορφη Ελλάδα μας που είναι τιμημένη.
Μια μέρα σαν και σήμερα, τα θάνατα παιδιά της, όλοι μας γιορτίστηκαν για την ελευθεριά της.
Πολέμησαν και νίκησαν σε θάλασσες και όροι και ελευθερία ξαναδώσαν στην σκλαβωμένη κόρη.
Ψηλά ολόρθι πάλεψε στην πόρα, το σύμβολο να μείνει στον λαόν. Η βδαία φως τραγουδισμένη χώρα, μητέρα των Ολύμπιων θεών.
Ψυχές, θάλασσες και βράχοι, τα ζάλογα τα στήσανε βωμό και η δόξα που περπάτησε μονάχη αντάμωσε τον όριο λυτρωμό.
Φεγγοβόλο το φως του 21 θα στραφτεί στο λίνιο την καρδιά και πάνε σαν την προεντριούμενα θα λέμε
Χαίρε ο χαίρε ελευθεριά!
Πότε παλικάρια θα ζούμε στα στενά, μονάχοι σαν λιοντάρια στις ράχες στα βουνά. Ως πότε παλικάρια θα ζούμε στα στενά, μονάχοι
Παρά 40 χρόνους καρδιά και φυλακή.
Whoa, were they not? That was beautiful. I felt like I was back home. I felt like I was in Greece for a second. Or Cyrus. Cyprus. So great to see you all once again. I want to end the night by thanking my colleague once again for co-hosting this event. You know, we pulled this together rather fast. Like we were out in Astoria and we were like, you know, Greek independence is coming up. We should do something. And I'm so grateful that your staff and all of my staff was able to really put this together to celebrate your independence. So a great night. My very best wishes to our Greek American community right here in Queens. Once again, thank you for all of your contributions to the borough. May we all be inspired by the legacy of your ancestors 200 years ago, and may we carry their torch of democracy into the future. Happy Greek Independence Day once again. Please stay safe. Good night. And now we're going to turn it over to my colleague once again, and it's truly been an honor to end on a high note. He's leaving like Michael Jordan. You know, you leave on a high note, right? He's like the MJ of the environmental movement in New York City, and it's great to see him leaving on top to carry on his legacy and to start a new chapter once again. So thank you for being here, and an honor to end this your city council tenure with you during this event. So back to my brother, Councilmember Costa Constantinides.
Thank you, Borough President Donovan Richards, and my brother. I'm so grateful to be able to do this with you. That fact that we're able to celebrate Greek Independence Day together and have this be my last Greek Independence Day to celebrate it with you and the entirety of the Borough of Queens. Thank you for your staff. Thank you for your leadership. Thank you. You've been a great friend and a great leader in the borough, and now as our borough president, you're going to continue to do those great things. So I'm excited about the future. As a grandson of a Cypriot immigrant, my grandfather was a short order cook. My grandmother was a seamstress who sewed buttons on coats. They came to this country, leaving Cyprus behind, but always in their hearts to seek a better life. And now their grandson had the opportunity to be in a city, the first Greek American Cypriot ever elected to the city council. I find myself blessed every day. So really, everyone, Zito Alada, Zito Kipro, stay safe, everyone. Happy Greek Independence Day. And brother, I promise I'm not going to be coming back to government. I don't believe we're in the 4-5.
You never know. You never know.
You never know. But I'm glad that I get to finish on this high note with you to celebrate Greek independence. So thank you, the Queensborough President's Office, for co-hosting today.
Thank you so much. God bless you. And I think that concludes. Did you have one more? I thought I saw your hand raised. Oh, okay. Go ahead. If you want to, and you want to close out. Thank you, Constantine.
Yes, thank you very much for the invitation again. And if you have accepted, Mr. President, if you have accepted Costa Constantinides' temptation to go to Cyprus with him, then please make sure to contact me so that I can take you out with Costa for some kebabs.
Oh, I'm there. Accepted.
Here we go.
So it's up to Costa to convince Mr. President.
He doesn't have to do much convincing.
Well, thank you. Thank you very much.
Go ahead, brother. Close us out. Oh, go ahead. Unmute yourself.
Again, Donovan, Borough President, thank you.
I think Timoleon had something he wanted to go.
There you go. There you go.
Yes. Also, I want to thank both of you for giving us the opportunity to participate in this. Thank you for both of you. Genke Proxene, thank you very much. And also, as I said, the revolution continues, and hopefully this year we're going to have some other events. Let's all participate, and we're very, very happy having Mr. Donovan Richards as our Borough President Queens, and we will do the best for all of us as Greeks and Americans. Thank you.
Thank you. Costa, you have the final words.
Only words of gratitude. Thank you, Mr. Borough President. Stay safe, everyone.
Thank you.
Bye, everyone.